Hey everyone, this is my Patreon proud reaction to the 16th episode of Steins. And last episode, the focus was on kind of fixing up the time machine and looking for Suzuha's father. You know, everyone doing their own job, Daru working on the time machine because he can, and everyone else doing other things because they can't do that. Even Suzuha couldn't do that, so everyone else was kind of more focused on that. So that was kind of really the episode in a nutshell. We did get a little bit of a flash of Suzuha's backstory, you know, fighting the good fight and all that. You know, the whole running scene chase, which was cool. But I think the most memorable thing from last episode was just the whole Mad Scientisto, son of a bitch. That whole thing was great. Just 10 out of 10 in all regards. I did have a bit of a realization between watching that episode and now. Something that I probably should have figured out as I was watching that episode, but, you know, better late than ever, as they say. Now, Daru had a scene with Suzuha last episode, and not too long after that, Mayuri made a comment about them, you know, suiting each other or looking good together, something like that, depending on how you want to translate it. And initially, I took it as a shippy thing, but, you know, once I take a step back and actually think about it, what makes a lot more sense is that that's kind of implying / foreshadowing Daru being Suzuha's father. And once that clicked in my head, a lot of things clicked in my head. You know, Daru being able to fix a time machine, the one that Suzuha's father made, you know, so that makes sense. And of course, the most important thing is the fact that Daru, that one offline time machine meetup thing that Suzuha was hoping to meet her father at, but didn't, the same one that Daru was gonna go to, but didn't because of the whole promise of meeting up with Ferris. Yeah, a lot of things kind of make sense all of a sudden if I take it that way. So yeah, that's pretty much that. So I'm kind of curious where we're gonna go with this now. Now that I know that, you know, the search for the fathers is kind of close by, isn't it? But yeah, Mayuri's saying that whole thing about them looking good together. Mayuri is the wisest character in the show, so I knew there was some meaning behind that. All it took was a little bit of actual thinking and letting go of my whole Kurisu Kyoma theory, you know? That was obviously not correct. Once I did those things, though, everything else just kind of fell into place, So yeah, I'm kind of curious, because the last episode ended with that one guy calling up saying, hey, I know about the pins, so we'll see if that ends up getting us to Daru or not. So yeah, let's just get into it and see about that. So 3, 2, 1, play. Yes. Make me pin please badge. Oh wow, he got there quick. Was he fat? Like barrel tighter? Yeah. I mean, like a barrel that... Just like a barrel. Or Daru. You are always helpful, Mayuri. Yeah, we know that guy. Has the weirdest accent. Well, I think that was enough to figure things out. No, we shall not give up. He might be closer than you think. And opening. Well, if I hadn't already figured it out at that point, that beginning segment there would have made it pretty clear that it is Daru. They dropped a lot of hints there. For sure. I mean, all the barrel balloon talk pretty heavily implied we were dealing with somebody, a wide person. We only know one wide person in this show, so pretty puts it together pretty nicely, doesn't it? No one's gonna call Kyoma a barrel. So, but the characters themselves haven't quite got it yet, it seems like. into the gate. I don't know why I got my timing on that so bad. Just kind of tongue-tied there. Sometimes it's kind of frustrating that you can't, like, speak to the characters, because I could just tell them that it's Daru and they wouldn't know then. But there's that barrier between us. Sacrificial necrosis. I don't like that word sacrificial, that makes me concerned. Especially because Suzuha was kind of dropping death flags near the end of last episode. Timing is slightly off, but it's fine. Yep, that is definitely Daru's head. You've been spotted. The jig is up. Okay. She was trying to tell me my theory's wrong, I won't accept it. That definitely is a problem. Can we fix that? That almost sounds like an advertisement. He's definitely impressive. Wow. Thanks for the praise. That was terrifying. Yeah, I'm starting to get a bit of deja vu here. Yeah, this is all very familiar. And possibly one father. I'm just glad you didn't betray us like a certain other lab member did. Yeah, that is a problem. I'm sure she doesn't. Getting more flyable heart flashbacks. It's that sacrificial part of the title coming up. I'm sure they were fine, but no internet. Kind of a deal breaker. For me, at least. Okay, I guess it's finally time. Watch the hand, Suzuha. Well, He just made it possible for you to leave, you know. Mayuri, are you okay? FG204. Well, of course, but I think more we're asking what it means. Is that a wheel? Looked like a wheel. Yeah, that was a wheel. Oh yeah, she had one of those, didn't she? Just take it apart, it'll be fine. Can't leave without that. Also bring plenty of snacks in that time machine. A Coke or a Dr. Pepper. Oh, did you? Please share with the rest of the class. Knew Mayuri would figure it out. It all makes sense. It's like a... There you go. I'm glad we finally figured it out. She's entirely serious. You don't have to get married to have a child, technically. Yes. It's pretty funny that Mayuri figures things out and nobody else does. Yes. What did she just say? Yeah, you figured out the name meaning? Does that stand for friends? Oh, wow, that makes sense. Wow, how did I not get that? Second edition, because the first one was a microwave. Oh yeah, 2.31. That does sound familiar. Just Mayuri figuring things out. I love to see it. So, now what do we do? Do we like hug or jump into my arms, daughter of mine? Yeah, that's a lot to take in. I believe that. That's one thing I was wondering about my mother. Because the only girl he expressed interest in the show is Ferris, so. At least she found her father in the end before she had to leave. Got pretty close, though. It'll go by in a flash. We're probably never gonna see her again. Considering the way she was talking on the roof before. Message. Sayonara. She's gone. Can't believe I'm sad to see Suzuha gone. Could be. A lab member badge. We just call her Suzuha. I mean, uh, very weird situation we're in. Is that Suzuha? Old Suzuha? Or CERN? I mean, a lot of things could be on the other side of that door. Oh, friggin' Mr. Braun. Nobody wanted to see you. A message. Is it from Suzuha? Yeah, okay. Yeah, today specifically, of course. Not what I wanted to hear. That's what I thought. A lot longer for her. Damn. Why can't we ever have good news in this show? I felt the letter wouldn't be good news, but didn't think it would be that painful. Turn it back on. It's important. It is very complicated to explain. Oh. Really can't blame yourself, Kiyama. You didn't know much about what was going on at all at the time. Yeah, think about this. Really is hard to imagine Suzuha like that. You could say that. Uh, oh, I guess that's a little different. Nothing left. Ah, yeah, that. Okay, I wasn't sure. I didn't remember exactly what it was before, but yeah, but yeah, the important thing, it's not high enough. Yeah, definitely stand behind that line. Yeah, if we could at least say Mayuri, that'd be something. I definitely can't handle watching Mayuri die this episode on top of everything else. It's okay, just stay asleep. Seems like it. I don't like how we ended off that on that question. Wish I could go back in time and tell myself to not be so mean to Suzuha. Okay, that was the 16th episode of Steins Gate. This felt like a long episode. It really did. So, the first part, we did follow up on the whole thing with the guy being like, hey, the pin badge, I got information for you. We did that whole thing, and we found out that somebody came by, to get the badge made, but, that didn't really help us too much, so, Kiyoma had the brilliant idea to just go back in time and go there when the guy initially went there, and we could just, ambush him, basically. And it worked, and it turned out to be Daru, which, I thought that scene would be kind of a confirmation scene that Daru was Suzuha's father, like I was talking about in the intro segment. But not quite. It was more of almost like a red herring kind of thing, where he was like, oh, we're just trying to get a fake badge to make her feel better, that kind of thing. But, obviously he was the father, we had plenty of hints that way before that thing, that I talked about before. So, and eventually we actually had Mayuri be the one that actually just told everyone, Mayuri is usually pretty quiet in the background, but apparently she's been just really going full critical thinking mode and really putting the pieces together. The machine freaking says future gadget on it, very similar naming scheme to what Daru has been said to do. So yeah, there were definitely plenty of puzzle pieces there to put together, and Mayuri did it, definitely proving that she is the wisest, truly the most intellectual one of the group. So she just revealed it to everyone, and I was hoping we would do that, we would figure it out before she left, and we did, and we had our very nice, heartwarming scene between father and daughter, between Daru and Suzuha. And, that was quite nice, the one shot, the upturned eyes with Suzuha, because there's obviously a big height difference. She looks up to see him, and it's like she's looking at the camera. I really like that shot, and they even brought the bicycle, in the machine, which was a nice touch. It was a very sad goodbye scene, for Suzuha. And, she went back to, 1975, I think they said. And things just didn't work out, unfortunately. We got this very sad letter about her failure. She just wrote she failed over and over again. Really heartbreaking stuff, for sure. And I was actually thinking, partway through that whole thing, okay, yeah, this is as sad as the episode could possibly get. And then they follow it up by letting us know she killed herself. Just how much do you want to stab me in the heart, show? Just how much until it's enough is kind of the question I was asking myself at that point. But yeah, just there's a lot of failure and mistakes in this show, as characters. That's things they do, and there was just a lot of regret and sadness in Suzuha, and it just all hurt quite a bit. But apparently, we had some change in the divergence number. It wasn't quite the 1% we were looking for, but change is good. And things definitely seem to have been changed a little bit. It's just a matter of have they been changed enough? It hasn't passed the 1% divergence line, so you would imagine not, but it definitely seems to be a lot different. Mayuri's still alive at the end of the episode, for one, which is always a good thing, because I couldn't handle her dying in the episode on top of everything else. I just couldn't. Honestly, ending the episode with the line, has Mayuri been saved, as the final line, is really what makes me worried, honestly. The show is probably going to kill her off again at least once to prove a point, but yeah, I'm not sure where we go from here. I mean, the time machine and Suzuha are kind of out of play now, right? So, I don't know. I'm really not sure where we go from here, honestly. That's probably one of the biggest thing I'm wondering about right now. And probably all I really got to say on the episode, As usual, it's kind of hard to keep track of certain things because of all the time travel bouncing around, time leaping, D-mill shooting. It can be kind of tricky to keep track of what's going on, especially if you blink and you miss the date that's shown on the screen. I mean, that can really throw you off. It's one of those kind of shows, But definitely one of the more depressing episodes, despite the nice scene in the first half of father-daughter reuniting. After that, it definitely took a downward spiral into sadness, as the show has a tendency to do. I really do feel bad about my suspicion and everything in regards to Suzuha in the first half of the show. Words doesn't really do it justice, just how bad I feel about that, how guilty I feel. I don't think I've ever in my life felt so guilty about my treatment of a fictional character. It's actually kind of crazy. And this episode especially amplified that more than I thought it possibly could, Because because Suzuha has never really done anything wrong. She's just trying to fight the good fight, help out. You know, she became friends with everyone, a lab member. She's expressing how happy she is to have made these friends and all that. And just, I think about all the things I said to her. I mean, I know she can't hear what I say, really, but that fact doesn't do much to make me to suppress the guilt. It really doesn't. It hurts every time I think about that. So yeah, that definitely hit a peak this episode, so I thought I would mention that before I end this off. But yeah, that's everything I got to say, really. Just hopefully we can still save Mayuri, even though things aren't looking great right now. But, you know, anything's possible. We still have that 1% divergence theory thing. We just have to do something to make that get closer to 1. I just not sure what that will be, but we'll see. We'll see what we do. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.